Good morning. It's a joy to be here with you today, and I wanted to at least tell you a little bit about me for a couple reasons. Number one, so that when you come to greet me and I greet you, that you feel like you know me a little bit more. And the other reason is so that I don't have to say the same story 200 times. My name is Father Peter Spiro. I am a native Chicagoan. I was born right down the street at it used to be called St. Luke's Hospital when I was born there. Now it's Rush. I grew up in Alsip, which is a south suburb. Presbytera Despina, Presbytera Dana is my wife, and we have 3 children. Presbytera is also from the north suburbs of Chicago. You know, I've been thinking about what am I going to say? Should I write something down? I'm just going to walk you through me. I have a music background. I also have a law enforcement background and a priestly background, as you obviously can tell. I went to the seminary in 1990. I graduated in 1996 with a master's. I went on for my doctorate in 2008 and finished in 2012. My dissertation was in the theology of lethal force in military and law enforcement for Orthodox soldiers and police officers. I was trained at the Illinois State Police Academy for chaplaincy and also worked as a chaplain for the state police and for the sheriff's office as a chaplain and a deputy, auxiliary deputy for 8 years in the county and 5 years with the state police. And I am no longer currently doing that. But I have also received training in traumatic incident response, human trafficking, death notifications, and a bunch of other trainings that really are unique to a world of engaging and encountering those who are in crisis and those who are traumatized. I've been at the parish of St. Athanasios in Aurora for 17 years. Before that, I was in Westchester at Holy Apostles Church for 5 years. And before that, I was in St. Constantine and Helen for 1 year. So I've always been serving parishes in the area, if you want to say that, just kind of bouncing around and eventually landing here at this beautiful community. As Father Timothy said, I didn't see the opening and said I gotta get to Assumption. I was told by the Metropolitan that I would be the best fit for the community for whatever reasons. He and Father Timothy see in me and the qualifications that I have to be the new proistamino here in this notorious parish, a notorious parish of sustenance, of history, of beauty, of love, and those who many times in my ministry have always claimed that they came to whatever church I was serving, whether it was Westchester, whether it was St. Constantine and Helen, or whether it was St. Athanasios, and I'd say, they'd come visit and they'd say, well, I belong here, but my church is Kimisis. And it's always been like that. And for many of you, that's why you're here, is because this church continues to be a vital part of your lives, a part of your life that you, even though may not live near, see its worth in coming to this church to worship here and to pray to God here with the protection of the Theotokos. And you've found this church to be home for so many years. And it's been a church, too, that I must tell you that I've always used as an example. And you might say, well, how did I use this as an example? I said, when people would say that things were impossible to do, impossible to build, impossible to raise funds, impossible to repair, whatever community I've served at, I would say, think of the Church of Assumption and how people came here from Greece and they had nothing. They came to this country with nothing, and they opened up businesses, and they moved in the neighborhood, and they sent money back to Greece, and they built this incredible facility, not only this beautiful church, but the facility next door. That is a testament to love and to dedication to not only Christ, but also the Virgin Mary. But as you know, and as I know, it doesn't matter what I've done. It doesn't matter the trainings I've had, the education that I've had, the history that I've had. It matters, it makes us who we are. What our past is makes us who we are. But what we do now makes us what we will be in the future and what the community will be in the future. So it's not a matter of resting on the things that we did in the past and to say that that's enough. It's never enough. In fact, the fathers of the church remind us, they say that if we are not developing our muscle, our spiritual muscle, then we are atrophying. And for those who exercise, you know that's exactly the case. And for every day that a person would spend in a hospital is 1 week of physical therapy. For every day. Think of our souls. Think of our dedication to God. If we were just to lay off a little bit, what happens to us? We atrophy, and we shrink, and eventually we die. The animal kingdom, as you know, relies on walking. If an animal can't walk and it can't move, it dies. That's as simple as it is. And all of us as Orthodox Christians, if we're not walking closer to God and we're not trying and we're not pushing and we're not making this church a priority for not only us, but also the coming generations, the children and the children who are not here, the adults who are not here, but if we're not making it relevant, if we're not making it a priority, then we will atrophy and die. And we've seen all too often in churches, not only in our area, but also throughout the United States, that are struggling. They're struggling because church, for many, is not necessarily a priority. It's something that happens in the background, but is not part of our daily routine. And our daily routine has to be focused on God. And the priority of the church has to be paramount and first, and then everything else comes after that. And I know that in children's schedules, and even in our schedules, in your work, your kids go to school, you have businesses, or you have distances to travel, but this has to be a priority, the liturgical expression, without what is offered from the altar table, not just to you, but also to me and to Father Dimitri. The body and blood of Christ, if we don't receive that, if we don't make that a priority in our life, we will die, because Christ tells us specifically, we have no life in ourselves unless we have the body and blood of Christ within us. That we don't abide in him, and he doesn't abide in us. So in these coming days, I ask you for several things. And first, I want to thank you for your warm welcome for those who I've met so far. From Chris, the parish council president, who has been beautifully generous to me and very kind and open and welcoming to me, representing all of you with dignity and with a polished demeanor. I thank you, Chris, and I thank all of you for electing Chris to be the parish council president. But also yesterday for the ladies and the gentlemen who were cooking for the Feed the Neighborhood project that is here once a month. To the other people who heard me in the church and came and thought that I was an intruder for a second until they saw my collar. But everyone has been warm and welcoming, and I pray that you allow me the opportunity to share what I've learned with you in a spirit of joy, in a spirit of love, in a spirit of patience and tolerance, not only for those who are here and don't know why they're here. That's okay. You're here. And I will work, and I will tell you that my ministry is always focused on education. I truly believe that if we don't know why we're here and we don't know what we're doing, then this will fade away into the background. Whether you're 100 years old or whether you're 1 year old, we have to understand why we're doing what we're doing. And when we understand, it comes alive and it becomes something that we thirst for. And I know that many of you live all over the place. In fact, I was talking to the altar boys, and they're everywhere. It doesn't make the church irrelevant, as you know. Disney World, how many people live at Disney World? 0. Nobody lives there. Yet millions and millions of people come from all over the planet to be there. And I truly believe that there is something very special about this community that continues to draw people in from all over the Chicagoland area. Because of the Virgin Mary, because of the beauty and the sacrifice and the love that has gone into this community. So I walk in large footsteps from the predecessors, and I would be remiss if I did not mention the priests who have been here, who have served. the many 45 plus clergymen who have come out of this community, from young altar boys to being parish priests all over the United States throughout the years, throughout the decades. And that is a beautiful thing to follow in their footsteps, as we all follow in the footsteps of those before us. But it's important not to stop walking. Like I said, animals will give up on life if they stop walking. So we'll walk together, we'll learn together, we'll grow together. I ask you to be patient with me if you're not used to the way I sound. Oh, everybody can hear me, right? I mean, I should have asked that at the beginning, because somebody might be like, no, I can't hear anything you just said for the past 5 minutes. I will walk with you and help you in whatever way I can. And my accessibility is not limited to office hours. My accessibility is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to be here for you, to help you grow, to help you learn, to help you become closer to God, so that this faith that we have, this gem of faith, the Orthodox faith, is not only understandable to you, but it's alive and burning within you, so it's something that you desire and something that your children desire to have grow within them. I also want to thank Father Dimitrios. I don't know where he went. He's back there somewhere. Father Dimitrios has been extraordinarily kind to me in these past few weeks, from reaching out to me before I was even here to saying, whatever you need, Father, I'm here to help. And that's a beautiful beginning of a wonderful relationship that I know I will have with Father. Father, as you know, priests are on the same page. We're both working to serve you in whatever capacities we can. And I am looking forward to working with Father and his Presbyter and all of you to help this church grow, to be relevant in the coming generations, and to continue to grow not only on the inside but on the outside, to continue to make Panagia Church a church that not only you thirst for, but many others will thirst for as well. I want to thank the chanters today for chanting, and the altar boys who are over there. I think Billy, Kevin, Teddy, Vasilios, I forgot your name, Maximus, Stephen, and Ted. So I almost got it. What I'm trying to tell you by doing that is, as time goes on, I will learn your names. And when you come up for communion, I will learn your names, and I will say your names as you come for communion. That's one of my goals to do for you. I've done it in every community I've been in, to learn you by name so that when you come, you know that I know you're here. But hopefully, your name is similar, your baptismal name is similar to your regular name. Because some people are like, my name is Vasiliki, and people call me Cookie, or whatever. So hopefully it's similar, because I will end up calling you Vasiliki if that's your name. A couple other things. The choir today, you sang Se Numen and Axion Estin, and it reminded me of my absolute favorite hymn that is not heard in any Orthodox church, which is called Stabat Mater by Pergolesi. Are you familiar with that? Because that had the same feel and vibe to that. So that is my absolute favorite. Stabat Mater is a Latin hymn, if you want to call it that, a song by a classical composer to the Virgin Mary. And it sounded very, very similar. So when I heard that, I was like, oh, where do you hear that? So I was overjoyed to hear that, and I pray that God continues to strengthen all of you in the choir and all those involved with the different ministries today. I know that there's a lot of things going on today, and I kind of hit the road running here with liturgy, funeral, meetings next door at the hospital, being on the council of Loretto Hospital, and also I'm also the representative for our metropolis on the Council of Religious Leaders for the Metropolitan Chicago. So all the different religious leaders get together for these meetings, and I'm the representative for the metropolis for that. So it's been a lot of different meetings the past few days, and I know that today we have some things that are happening right after church too, some 40-day blessings, a memorial. We have the Ministry Sunday, and a lot of different things going on. So give me a few minutes. If you are eager to leave, just wait a few minutes so I can greet all of you. I know we have 2 40-day blessings, and then I'll be down into the multi-purpose room. But as I do, and you're probably going to be uncomfortable with this, but I wanted to take a moment to ask you if you had any questions for me. And I know you're probably like, oh my gosh, this is interactive day in Assumption. But does anybody have any questions for me that you, Maria? Sorry, Maria, I'm just kidding. But I know Maria for years, since Westchester. So any questions, anything? So I won't always do this. It's not always a thing, and it takes a lot of guts as a priest to open it up for Q&A. But if you have any questions about the church or whatever, or if you would like to get to know me, just please contact the office, and I'll be more than glad to sit with you and to meet with you and listen to you. However, just so you know, I know that in every church, some people have things that they want done yesterday, different agendas. Please understand that we're going to go slow with things, all right? We're going to look at things. I'll listen. We'll hear what's going on. But Father Dimitrios is really my barometer of what's been happening here in the church, and I will use him as a guide, and thank God he's still here to be able to guide me through these times. But I pray that we have a blessed beginning together in this community, and may God and the Panagia continue to watch over each and every one of us as we continue to work not only for this church, but also for the salvation of our souls. May God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for your warm welcome in this community, and I look forward to serving you with joy, with love, with growth, with dignity, with pride, and with energy. So with all that together, we will work together to continue to move our lives forward closer to Christ. Thank you very much, and may God bless each and every one of you. There you are.
Stay up here, Father. I just wanted to take a minute to personally welcome Father and his Presbytera and his family to our parish. Father, I can tell you that when I came only 4 years ago, this community was very welcomed me with open arms and really made me feel like I was part of the family. And I pray and I encourage all of you to do the same now with Father Peter, to welcome him and his family into our family of Panagias. I pray that God will grace you in your ministry here at the church, that it may always be fruitful in this community and abroad. And for me personally, I hope that you'll shake us up a little bit, because sometimes I think we need a little shaking. So may God bless you and your family always. At this time, I'd also like to call forward our Sunday school director, Lynn, and I don't know if she has some of the students with her, to make a small presentation, a small gift presentation. Presbyter, why don't you come up as well?
Thank you, Father Dimitri. We just want to welcome Father Peter and Presbytera Dana to Assumption, and the children just have a little gift, a token of our welcoming for Father Peter, and we also have some flowers for Presbytera.
Thank you very much. We'll be seeing a lot of you through the years and watching you grow and develop, and I really appreciate the kindness and the flowers for Presbyter. That's very sweet of you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, we should take a... Okay.
Very good. At this time, please come forward now to receive the andidro. Why don't we let the Sunday school kids come up first so they can be dismissed if there's time to their classes. And at this time, you can also greet Father Peter personally as well. Thank you.